In this video, I'm going to discuss the main GPS devices and apps available. So I've got the Hema HX1, the Hema HN7, I've got the Hema Explorer app on iPad, and I've got the Hema Explorer app on Android device, and I've got a Garmin Oregon 750T that I use for a lot of my trekking around as well, just to compare how they all work and quality wise. So I get asked a lot, what GPS device or app should I buy? And a lot of it really comes back to how you're actually going to use it. So Hema use what they call Raster Maps. So basically, Raster Maps are a digital photo of the map. So as you zoom in, the map will pixelate. So I'll show that here on the HN7. So as we continue to zoom in, you'll see tracks will become more blurred. So very much like digital photos of family or anything like that, as you zoom in, you'll get more blurred. So a little bit different with the HX1 and the Hema Explorer app. So these have still raster maps, but there's multiple zoom levels with these maps. So as you zoom in, it basically brings up the next level of detail from the database. There is some limitations with how far you can zoom in, and a lot of this does require internet connection. So down to your zoom level 12. So at that zoom level will be on your device with the HX1 or the Hema Explorer app. Beyond that, you will need internet connection and a Hema Pro subscription to be able to view that. So Pro subscription comes with the HX1 standard, but for the iOS and Android versions of the Hema Explorer app, you do need to purchase that. So that's another $59.99 per year. But same sort of way it works. So exact same mapping content as the HX1, just you're using your own device. So Garmin devices work a little bit differently. They use vector mapping. So vector mappings are designed differently. So they are more dynamic. So you can continue to zoom in and the map re-renders itself. It does give you the ability on some types of maps to be able to change the color, things like that on the fly, and everything still stay the same. So changing from daytime to nighttime theme is not an issue with vector mapping. Whereas your raster maps, what you basically have there stays the same. The other downside to the raster maps, if you do like to have your GPS device in track up mode, meaning basically your position indicator is pointing the direction that you're traveling or you're facing, then the map will rotate around and be upside down if you're traveling south, and all the words, everything will be upside down as well, which makes it a little bit harder to read if you are looking at street names and that sort of thing. So when it really comes down to how you're wanting to use the device is going to be the best way. So Garmin devices are waterproof and dustproof. So if you do a lot of trail biking, that sort of thing, then Garmin's going to be your best bet. Pick up some RAM mount mounting solutions, and that will see you through a lot of most circumstances. The Hemas aren't dustproof or waterproof, so you still can use those on a bike, but you will need to have a waterproof, dustproof bag to put them in, and also have another mounting solution. So again, RAM mount have some very good solutions that will allow you to do it. So you may want to look at a RAM mount X Grip or X Grip 4 to basically be able to clamp around it and hold it securely enough while you're on the bike. For forward driving purposes, any of the Hemas will do the job very well. Hema go out and actually map the areas themselves. They've got their map patrol, which is on the road reasonably constantly, mapping new areas that they haven't done or that they haven't done for a while. All the points of interest, everything like that are also cross-checked by Hema themselves. So they've got a whole GIS team here in Brisbane that their primary function is checking points of interest, checking the roads, checking with road authorities and so forth to see if road closures and all that have occurred since they last put out maps. So Hema HX1, that's their flagship. That's the only Hema device that's being sold nowadays. Very good device, very nice, sleek, easy to use. So they recommend retail for $6.99. Get a little bit cheaper than that at times. The Hema HN7, you may find one in in a store, but very unlikely nowadays. So you most likely only be able to pick them up secondhand on Gumtree or eBay. Still, Hema's servicing them, replacement screens, batteries, everything like that. The HN7s have the reverse camera input as well, so you can have that and use that as your rear screen when you need to. The HX1 doesn't have that function at all. They both have a street program as well as the four-wheel drive program, so you do have the best of both worlds. You can go anywhere in the cities or out in the bush, and works quite well. The Hema Explorer apps are a very good option as well if you've got your own device. You're looking at a lot cheaper price than what you will for these, but you are using your own device. So I've got the iPad. This is an iPad Air 2, so it's a few-year-old one now. It's certainly not the latest, but works like a dream. You know, zooming in and out is very sleek, very quick to reload the maps. With the iPads, do certainly make sure you have a cellular iPad, because they're the only ones that have a GPS chip. Otherwise, you will be wasting your money and it will not work. Android devices, pretty much most Android devices on the market will have a GPS receiver built into those, so you shouldn't have any problems there. This is just a cheap $100 Lenovo tablet. Does the job quite well, tracks along, but it can be a little bit slower to reload the map when you're zooming in. Yeah, to me it doesn't really bother me. So when it really comes down to it is I guess basically your price point. For anyone that's got the older Hemas, the HN5Is, HN6s, not much servicing available for those anymore. So if you're looking at having to upgrade to a HX1 for $600-700 mark, but if you've already got an iPad or an Android tablet, then the app might be a better bet for that. So certainly things to keep in mind, especially coming up to Christmas now, and for the Christmas presents for the Explorers in your family there. Garmin, you certainly can't go buy as well. There is actually a new Garmin device out on the market which do have Hema, this basically Hema Explorer map built into it as well. So I'll post some information about that and the RAM mount one. So if you guys have any questions, certainly post it in the comments and I'll respond back to you or do a follow-up video if necessary. All right, cheers guys, see ya.